when you go in jail, you're gonna be with fools that you got a program with, and you were just dissing them in LA, and then you just go to LA and have a good time. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that he's out there really pressing on fools, but if you're going to LA and getting locked up, I never understood how the glory of getting locked up or talking about it. You know, it's a whole nother word. I'm talking about what's already on the internet, but you guys bring all this stuff to the internet, which I've never understood. So that's one way. His music is good. He made it to No Jumper, and doing all this kind of dissing stuff, I think helped him get to No Jumper faster, you know? So in a way, I can't hate, but I do think that it's a mistake to diss people that you never have real funk with, that you came and wait to their area, you know? That's kind of like how Southsiders come up north or whatever, but like now you're going down there. Now, you know, I mean, shout out to Crazy Hood Media, but I don't even think that about those from LA. So it's like, I trust and believe fools from LA are not tripping. Again, as I always say, they're worried about fools literally down the street. So, especially, and no disrespect, but I always said the white boys in my neighborhood, I was like, you could just change your red shirt and everyone would think you were a square, you know? So, but this fool, he can't just take his shirt off. He got tattoos, he got it all. So he's doing his thing. Shout out to the boy.
To LA after fools were saying that he was scared to pull up to LA. He went viral last year for his story of allegedly shooting a Southsider in front of his fans.
Damn. Southsider, get out the car. Listen, Mo.
Hey, so there's a homie Thumps. Shout out to Thumps. He's a influencer, I think, around fitness. Yeah, he got on a hood vlog and talked about a crime that he committed, but he already did the time for, which is still wild to me. But hey, it is what it is. Whatever you got to do to get on, you know, get your emotion going. Dude, he works out, good face card. You know what I mean? Seems like a real legitimate dude. In this clip, he talks about going to Venice, to LA, and pulling up and playing in the handball courts, and then meeting a guy from 18th Street. I remember I told you guys I lived on 6th and Westlake in the Westlake district, aka right next to Pico Union with the Colombianos, where the 18th Street mural is. They knew where I was from. You know, I had a Welga bird, all that. They weren't tripping. I wasn't tripping, but I didn't it wasn't even like that. I was vulture. I was an artist. A lot of people in LA at the time kind of already knew who I was because I'd just be in the streets a lot. And back then social media was really popular, but you really had to be out there to get the content. You couldn't just be in a garage and react to it. You know, you had to really be out there. And I was. But again, this is just a suggestion. Remember, people, I didn't come to your house and knock on the door and force you to watch me. I'm just giving you guys some suggestions. This guy keeps him a little bit more professional, a little bit more respectful. I think he can go further in LA, but at the same time, he says kind of like, hey, I'm on it. You know, I'm going to wear red tonight. And that don't matter, bro, because Southsiders wear red. I lived in Culver City, bro. They used to everybody, and they're from the projects, you know. Shout out to the Mar Vista projects. And they would wear red. I think it's East. Where's the podcaster from? Anyway, the whole point is there's a gang of hoods that wear red because either they have a problem with the Crips or they want to distinguish themselves against their ops who are already wearing blue. So I love it. I thought it was dope. Even people, even a Dead End does that sometimes, you know? So I remember I was Homeboy Industries working out with one of my friends named Javier. He's from Dead End. I'm not going to say his last name. Really dark dude. And he would always have a red rag on. And I'd always say, man, you look so good in red. And he would laugh. He had missing teeth right here. But he was a real one. YA baby. Shout out to Dead Ends. You know what I mean? Conejo. Anyway, back to the story. Thumper. This guy's coming to LA. Anyway, he meets 18th Streeter. They hit it off. They play handball together. And I want to say something. I don't know if you noticed this, but that's little things of history that you might not want to admit. Thumper's playing handball with the vato from 18th Street. Handball. That's something that's done in prison mostly. They're doing outside in Los Angeles. That's a historical moment. It's probably never been done. If it's been done, it never was put on the media.